Now look, we might not have any dancing dogs for you, but what we do have are some incredibly capable dogs in the art of sniffing. I do work as a vet for ITVs this morning. I also have my own YouTube channel called Rescue Vet, so please do subscribe and like when you can. But with medical detection dogs, we filmed with them this morning. I was just blown away by the capability that these dogs have. And they are super sniffers, and they use that schnoz for amazing amounts of good. So please do cast your eye up to the screen above. We'll be setting up, and then we'll be doing an amazing display in just a few minutes. Check it out. There we go. Round of applause, everyone. Isn't it amazing the work that they do? Very comprehensive stuff. And now we've got some hugely random bits of kit that hopefully this young man is going to explain to us. So I'm joined by Chris, who is the head of dog supply and training at Medical Detection Dogs. Welcome back again to Crufts, the main ring.
Yes.
Haven't you done well? Now look, of course, this is a great job that you've got. You get to work with dogs all day, every day. So tell us a little bit about the work that you do.
Yes, it's a great job. It's so rewarding. So our puppies at 8 weeks of age will live with our volunteers who play such an important role to becoming a medical detection dog. Now those puppies could be Labradors, Retrievers, Spaniel types, Poodle types, a wide range of breeds, but their nose is so amazing.
Yeah, so basically it's a job for all dogs, not just specific dogs then.
Yes, quite a few breeds can do this. The right temperament, the right character is really important.
Okay, well look, these guys are desperate to see dogs, and being that we don't have any in the ring, should we welcome some? Yeah? Come on then, let's call out some of the pictures, shall we?
Let's bring in some of the puppies. So we've got Shadow, Knick-Knack, hey! Shadow, Knick-Knack and Mary. These are all sisters.
They're sisters, aren't they?
They're sisters.
Oh, gorgeous.
They
are
Labrador
trained in pandemonium. That's about it. But we'll get to that. Now, I noticed that you brought out some Labradors. We all love a Labrador. You got any others?
I think we've got a few more. There's a few more offset, so I think...
Do you guys want some more? Yeah, come on,
okay.
let's see them.
Let's bring these guys in.
Oh dear.
Here they come.
Oh no, those Labradors got shrunk in the wash. Oh,
it's
dear.
all a bit of fun.
Come on, you two.
Oh, there's Mummy. Yay!
Look at that.
So these are little youngsters.
Aren't they gorgeous? Scruffy little things. There we go. You manage. You're right. Take your time. We're just in the main ring of Crufts. Goodness me. So tell me a little bit about these dogs and the work that they're doing.
Sure. So at this age, so they're 7 months of age, we're socialising, we're training, but we're also getting them to use their nose in different ways. So we've got down here Joe with Shadow, who's starting to learn to sniff pots. Now, in one of those pots is Shadow's training odour. And all we want at this age is to Shadow to pause, freeze, just show us a small indication that that pot is where the odour is. Joe will then mark it.
The odour of their dog, of their owner?
No, not at the moment, just a training odour at the moment.
I thought you meant the trainer stank.
Yeah.
Okay, no, sorry, keep going, keep going. Yes.
So you can see here, Joe's just doing some lovely work. So
Stinky Joe.
Yeah, that's Stinky Joe having a sniff. Yeah, and a quick sniff there. So that's working on pots.
Okay, that's very clever.
Over here we've got
bricks.
Mel with knick-knack. So working on some bricks. So in one of these little holes, again, she's frozen there.
Yeah.
Her training odour is hidden in one of those holes. Okay, so sniffing pots, sniffing bricks. So eventually this could be a role that a passive search dog would have to do, which we'll talk about later on. Yeah. So each brick could be a person.
I see. But what other sort of scents could you put into the bricks to encourage them to sniff that?
Yeah, it could be a toy, it could be part of a tennis ball or a Kong, it could be a treat in there. At this age, something that they're really interested in. Right. All we want them to learn is sniff and freeze, and we'll mark that behaviour.
Okay, all right. Well, they're all kind of pre-prepared for that within a tremendous nose.
Yes.
Their olfactory instrument, as we know, is incredibly powerful. 10,000 times, I think, as strong as a human's.
It is, yeah, 1 part per trillion. It is amazing, amazing olfactory
And there was a great stat on the board you might be able to explain to us about how they can sniff a certain amount of sugar in an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
That's it. We did a study many, many years ago, and it's 1 part per trillion, so it's 1 teaspoon of sugar in 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Goodness me.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Now, we've got Mary here, who's a great sniffer, who looks like, what have you got up your trousers, madam? What's happening? Goodness me. So what's Mary doing? Hello, Mary. She's only a puppy, isn't she gorgeous? 8 months old. Okay, so what's Mary going to be doing?
So down here we've got Mary, who's doing body searches. So this is the first task of becoming a medical alert assistance dog. So the dog so far has sniffed the bricks, sniffed the pots. They've sniffed away from the handler. Here we want Mary to sniff you, because you'll eventually be a client that's got type 1 diabetes, POTS, Addison's. Yeah. So we've hidden a treat on you now, and we want Mary to use that amazing nose and see if we can find that treat.
Goodness me.
Have a sniff.
I think Mary and I might be dating now.
Can you use that nose? Can you find it?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Well done.
So again, it's a very easy way for a youngster to learn how to sniff someone, and you'll see later on how important that is when they become a medical alert assistance dog.
Okay, well done. Round of applause for Mary. She could sniff and find a treat. So interesting stuff. So that is really, really amazing. And now I'm going to just move across, if you may, to the slightly shorter doggies. And we're here with Claire. Now, Claire, you are the CEO and the founder of Medical Detection Dogs, you clever cookie.
I am.
So this is an amazing organisation that you've set up, haven't you? How proud are you to be here again at the ring at Crufts?
Absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And it's all because of the wonderful dogs we all work with and their incredible noses.
Well, absolutely. And we've gone from the large noses to the little noses.
Indeed.
And what have we got here? What's this contraption?
So, these are little wide-haired dachshunds. Don't think you should call them contraptions.
Go on,
No, these are wire-haired dachshunds, and the contraption is a specially designed sniffing unit, because they don't want to sniff big things. They don't want to sniff with their noses high in the air.
Yeah.
They like running along and sniffing down.
Okay.
So these little dogs are going to be R&D dogs for the biowork you're going to see soon. They will tell us whether a disease has got an odour.
Yes.
And then probably what will happen is we'll hand over to the big boys and they'll do the rest of the job. So Pogo's going to show us how he does it.
Let's see how this
he's got to get onto his little contraption. And in those holes there's a training odour. And when he gets to it, he holds it and uses his little foot, you'll see. So he's going to go back to he was quick. There he goes.
Oh, well done.
And he gets rewarded. So
Well,
you can clap him.
Round of applause. I don't want to be cynical, but I'm wondering if they've looked.
Yeah.
Can I put something? Can I move it around a little?
You can move it around and we'll hide his eyes.
Got to sense check these things. I am a scientist. Here we go. Right. Don't look. Don't look.
So he's going to move it round.
This one. This one. Okay. Right.
Okay, so let's see if we can find it.
Let's see.
So off he goes.
What's this dog's name? Sorry.
He's called Pogle.
Pogle. All right.
Yep. So he can't find it yet, and he's saying, "Oh, is it here?"
Oh, round of applause for Pogle. Very good. That's really impressive. Now, okay, we're going to leave your little dassies
Yes.
alone there because we've got some other contraptions that we need to look at.
We
Now,
have.
these stands here. So you said that we trying to sniff disease, which sounds really strange, but they've got a signature smell to them, and that's
They
how
have.
you're training these dogs to find them.
They have. So we've all got this unique odour, as we know, and when we become unwell, our odour changes. And these incredible dogs are able to detect these changes that occur.
Okay.
Now, our work started in cancer detection. We published in the British Medical Journal in 2004. It was a groundbreaking study, and it showed that dogs could smell the odour of cancer.
Right.
Since that time, our work has continued, and Rosie now is going to show us how she can find bowel cancer in a small drop of urine.
That's extraordinary. Urine, though, not the other one.
Exactly, because
Right.
we find it a bit embarrassing, don't we?
Yes.
We find it embarrassing. The NHS trust we're working with is saying if you can find a signature in urine,
Right.
that would make the test
Yes,
much more
yes.
available and much more pleasant for all of us. So
yes.
that's what Rosie's going to show us, that the odour is there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got these stands, so just talk us through the
So
contraption.
actually, on this layout, every single stand has actually got a disease in it. So
Oh.
Rosie's going to find...
Nothing catching, though.
Nothing catching, no. So
I won't
Rosie's
knock them
gonna-
over at you guys, don't worry.
So Rosie's going to find her particular odour.
Okay.
So one dog is trained for one disease, if that makes sense.
Makes sense,
So
yes.
she'll ignore the other diseases and she'll find the one she's trained to find, which is bowel cancer. And I
Okay.
can't even remember which one it is, but I believe if she's correct, there'll be a little ping. So you'll have to listen out for the ping. Off she goes. Sniffs each in turn. Looks like it is. It's number 4.
And is that correct?
Yep.
Wow. Well done. Gosh, that is extraordinary. So
So-
that dog just loves a bit of bowel cancer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but actually, and what I love is that obviously a very serious illness, but they're so chuffed when they pick
Exactly.
it up, don't they?
To them, it's a game in that they're finding the disease, that this part of it is a game, but actually, as we know, our dogs love us, they want to protect us.
Yes.
So I really think there's a bit more to it than that.
Protectionism about
Exactly,
it as well. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Okay, so who's this dog
now
here?
this is Prue. She's one of our older
Bruce?
girls. Prue.
Oh, sorry, yes.
One of our older girls, and she's looking for a bacteria. Now,
Okay.
the bacteria is called Pseudomonas.
Yes.
So probably people don't know what Pseudomonas is, but it lives around us. But for some people, it's very dangerous if it grows in numbers.
Yes.
Particularly people with cystic fibrosis. What Prue is doing, we're working on a big study with Imperial College and other researchers, and she's going to tell us whether or not she can smell it just in a sample, so that you don't have to do an invasive test.
Right.
Because sputum producing is getting much, much less because of the medicine people take. So can you find it non-invasively? Prue will tell you.
Okay, well, should we give it a go? No pressure.
No pressure, Prue. So she goes a bit more calmly because she's one of our older girls. Oh, and she's looking for something on the floor. It's not on the floor, Prue. Off she goes again. Can't remember which stand hers is on. She's saying it's stand 2, is that correct?
Is that correct? Yay!
Yay!
Wow! That's amazing. I dare not, but I'm assuming that I would never, or any of the crowd would, even with the best of noses and the best of intentions, we couldn't sniff what she's sniffing.
No, I mean, we've got reasonable nose. We've got 5 million sensory receptors, but
Yes.
they've got 350 million. So
Yes.
at high levels, some of these bacteria can smell even to humans. But at these low levels where you want to detect them, the dogs are well ahead.
And far nicer for a dog to sniff you than a human.
Yes,
really,
probably.
Let's be
Yes,
honest.
yeah.
Yes.
So-
And all the people in the crowd, I'm sure, would be preferred to be diagnosed by a dog than possibly by your
Absolutely.
doctor. Right, so who have we got here?
So this is Plum, and Plum is going to show us that she's going to find another bacteria, actually, E.
Okay.
coli. Now, we're going to be talking
Yes.
about this a bit later because there's a motley crew stood over there waiting for us, and I'm going to explain why. But this is all about finding out whether or not there's an odour with E. coli, the bacteria, and how reliably a dog can find it, and then we'll show how that's translated.
Okay, all right. Afterwards, guys, we just warn you, we're going to send the dogs into the audience to sniff all of you, okay? So watch out, because you're going to get a scrub later if you get it wrong. Right, go on then. Let's see you go. Off you go.
Tippy-tappy toes, this little dog. And she says it's number 3.
Correct? Wow. There we go. Look at us clapping to find E. coli. Yay!
So obviously, you know my story, and I think many people do know my story, which is that my wonderful dog Daisy, and sorry,
Yes, I saw
where
your little
Daisy,
pin there.
absolutely. She told me about my breast cancer. I'd already started this work, and I was actually going through a time where there was a lot of scepticism, and she warned me about my own breast cancer. Undoubtedly saved my life. It was very deep-seated. And so it was always the vision that somehow this would go on, what the dogs were telling us would go on to save millions of lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, your story, and it's amazing how medical detection dogs has come from that. Yes, round of applause, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. But also, it's gone so far from just a dog sniffing to actually now you've developed an e-nose.
That's
Tell
right.
me quickly about
well,
that.
I have to admit it. That's the royal we. We haven't done it ourselves.
Right, sure.
We've
You're not
worked
taking full responsibility, sure.
We've worked with a quantum physicist, a wonderful quantum physicist from MIT, who has mimicked the dog's nose. He's looked at nature and he said, if nature can do it, how can we translate that? So exactly like seeing a bird fly and thinking one day man will fly, he is very, very close. We're still working together. The dogs are informing technology. But over the next year or so, we could see the first e-nose for cancer coming into clinical practice.
Amazing. Well, hopefully 2027 here at Crufts will be able to present it. Right, so we've got a lineup of these creeps over here. Let's just see what they're doing standing there looking a bit shifty. Now, I understand that there is a UTI sufferer amongst you. How cool we get to out them in front of thousands of people. Isn't this fun? And the dog's going to do it and love it as well. So what dog have we got here?
So this is Meg. Meg's going to run along the line, and if she smells somebody with a high E. coli burden,
yes,
as would be the case in a urinary tract infection, she will stop and tell her. And I believe one person here is carrying something that has...
well, I heard it was a bag of urine.
Oh, right, lovely,
which is quite disgusting. Although everyone's carrying a bag of urine, but she's got a second one.
Exactly. There's not a lot of whatever in the training. You know, you have to be used to sort of carrying various. Oh.
Well, that's embarrassing. Oh gosh. So that's correct as well. Well done. Now I'm going. Do I dare? I'm just going to go in. I really hope I don't have a UTI.
I think you should.
That would be really bad. That wouldn't look good on the CV.
Who wants Scott to be screened for a UTI?
Sorry, everyone. I should have showered. I knew I should have showered. Okay. Shall we see what Meg's going to think of me?
We'll go along again, and we'll see. Rosie will have a good old sniff at everybody. She's having a good old sniff. She's wondering. Yeah, she's going to have a good old sniff again. Yeah, all these people seem to be okay. Seem to be okay. A good old sniff. You see how careful she is, though. Scott's okay. Oh, there's our suspect again. Oh, she's got her again.
So that's lovely, lovely care. Well, so what we're going to do is we'll definitely be jet washing you. I'm afraid. I'm terribly sorry. The dog told us to. We're really sorry.
So why is it so important? Well, elderly people, vulnerable people, they can, as you know, they can get UTIs without warning, become very unwell, have a fall, break bones, delirium, and even get sepsis and die. Yeah. So this is a really serious thing to know about. And we work in care homes, residential homes, and we want to expand it. With everybody's support, we want to expand it around the UK.
Absolutely. And I think, again, it gives dignity to people if they are in a nursing home to be able to sit there, to be able to lovely stroke of the dog.
Exactly.
And the dog, if it is going to be alerting someone, you don't need to tell them.
No, exactly.
Just go like, that lady might need some antibiotics.
Exactly. Yes. Or just surveillance, hydration, and perhaps a test. Yeah.
Wonderful work. Thank you so much,
Thank
Claire.
you.
Round of applause for Claire and the bladder squad over there. Right, so we're just coming back to Chris now, because Chris, we're talking about another element of your work, which is the medical alert assistance dog. So this is basically where you're supporting people just to live their day-to-day lives with dignity.
That's very much correct. So we've got Bobbin over there, who's playing a role as a medical alert assistance dog. So he's a demonstration dog. He knows he's got an audience watching him. Yeah. So he can be a little bit excited at times.
He looks like he's demonstrating carnage. Is that what he is?
He's having a good time. But what's happened is...
They're all wishing he does a poo now. You know they are.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But what happened is Caitlin released a training odour, which then got him to jump on the bed. So he woken Caitlin up, and then he went off and retrieved her testing kit. So if Caitlin was someone that had Addison's disease, which is life-threatening,
Yep.
body is unable to make the steroids that it needs to function.
Low cortisol, yeah.
Exactly. If without getting the treatment that Caitlin needs, it's life-threatening, it's fatal. So he's gone off and retrieved that testing kit, woken Caitlin up and brought it to her.
Amazing. So then she can now treat herself, and she's been told she needs to do something about it.
Yes, exactly. And now we're going to move on to our second scenario here. So we're going to talk about POTS, postural tachycardia syndrome.
Yes.
So this is a condition which causes people to suddenly have drop attacks. Okay, so
Wow,
there's no
drop attacks. That sounds pretty dangerous.
Very much so. You could be in the kitchen. So again, Caitlin's here now in the kitchen. Odour's been released. He's alerting. Stop. Move away from the kettle. Move away from the sharp edges. You're about to fall to the ground. You're about to drop to the ground. So Caitlin's now put herself somewhere safe, somewhere secure, where she can now pass out. She could be out for up to 10 minutes. And then when she comes around, Bobbin will be able to just give another sniff. If she smells normal, carry on.
Yes.
If not, he'll keep her where she is, because that is the safe place. So that could happen here. It could happen in public places, crossing
It can
the roads.
happen when we're filming.
Exactly.
I had a lady that actually were filming for this morning, and we were talking to her, a very brave lady. She was telling me about this condition. And then just when we finished filming and I was chatting to her, then the dog, she was saying, well, the dog alerts by staring at me really intently. And I was sitting there chatting to her, and the dog just sort of started staring at her intently. I went, is that? She goes, oh, look, he's alerting. And then she went into a POTS sort of incident, and it was frightening, but amazing that at the end, the dog is so excited and happy that it's got it right, whilst this lady is obviously having a challenge. And then at the end, the lady then turned and said, good boy, well done. It's just so wonderful that they have that close bond that then sort of allows those people to live fulfilling lives.
Definitely. That partnership, that relationship that the dogs have with their clients and vice versa is so important to be able to go shopping, come to Crufts and not worry about falling down the stairs or down some escalators. It really does open the doors.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much again, Chris. So, guys, we've got a couple of minute video to tell you specifically about one case study. It's Steph and the lovely Treble. Check it out.
My name is Steph, and Treble is my medical alert assistance dog. Treble alerts me to one of my health conditions called POTS, which stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It was quite a tricky journey, sort of not only leading up to the diagnosis, but then of course you get to the point where you get diagnosed and then you realise that treatment isn't like taking a pill. My health was just getting worse and worse, to a point where my world was so small. I literally didn't really go out the house. I didn't have any friends. I was just so isolated, and life just really wasn't worth living. Everything that I'd ever loved had been taken away, just like that, and I just felt like I had nothing left. And then of course Treble came along, and he just filled a hole, and from then on just my life has changed so much. I trained him myself up until he was about 1 year old. And that's when medical detection dogs came to do the initial assessment. And from then on, we sort of went through the training process. It's the small things that used to feel like such a big deal, like going out for a coffee or going and getting a bottle of milk from a shop. You know, those things were just massive. I started my business called Treble Steph when Treble had only just got to us. As Treble grew, as I grew, it sort of grew into catering, and now we do big events and all sorts, really. I mean, I really feel like there's no limit. It's quite the journey to see how, not only how the business has grown, but how Treble has grown with it, and Treble is the only reason why it's been able to happen. Each day is a new day. It's no longer having to worry about things, and he is just so incredibly talented and he doesn't even know it, you know? I just love him so much, and I'm so grateful towards medical detection dogs for all the help they've given, and it's just a really incredible feeling to think that I could go from nothing to living my life to the full.
Round of applause there. Thank you so much to Steph and Treble. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being so warm and so welcoming to us. And you've learned so much today. You've learned about cancer detection, you've learned about bacteria detection. You've learned about not to bring a bag of urine to Crufts. That's always very important. Electrical noses, and of course, much more. And I'm sure you'll agree that the work that's being done by the incredible noses around me, by the wonderful Claire and her team, is absolutely exemplary. If you do want to check out the team, they're at Hall 4 and Stall 3. Is this right? Stall 3, Hall 4. I've got it right. There we go. Go and see them, say hello, and go and say hi to lovely dogs. Thank you so much for having us. Have a wonderful Crufts. Lots of love. Thank you.
Please give them a huge round of applause, the incredible work of our medical detection dogs. And thank you to Scott Miller for taking us through that fantastic presentation there. What an amazing job these dogs are doing, life-saving. Okay, bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to get our course set for an afternoon of agility.